Hello, this is Spidey1958 and welcome to my Let's Play modded Satisfactory episode 5. Special effects. Aha. Sorry, I'm in a weird mood. Okay. I built a base and I did not build it for ultimate efficiency, and I will explain some of why this isn't a very efficient build. It's very space conservative, but it doesn't maximize your resources. And I'll tell you why. A very important thing you need to look at when you're designing these things is input and throughput. Now, each of my mines currently, if they're normal or pure, give me 60 resources, raw resources a turn. Now, if it's a pure node and I had faster belts, that would be 120. So multiples of 60, 30, and 15 are important when you're building stuff. So, as you saw me before, I had resources coming up here, and they're feeding in. And you see here the back jam. Well, that's probably because all the containers are full. And that. But if we look here, this takes 15 ingots per minute, and will give us 1 iron rod. Well, we're feeding it. It's got the potential to have 30. So we should actually have, for that smelter, we should have 2 producing rods to maximize our throughput. Over here, it gets even more convoluted because this uses 30 per minute, which is fine, but that produces 20 per minute, which is a little different. And for load balancing your outsources, that would make a difference. So if you wanted to generate 60 plates per minute, which is the max the tier 1 belts could remove, you'd actually have to have 3 smelters feeding it, or 3 machines. Because one smelter, you need 1 smelter for each one of these machines producing that. Even though it's the same machine, you need 2 smelters per that. And it gets even weirder when you get to the secondary stuff. So over here, this one is producing screws. That takes 10 per minute. So we really need to be feeding 30 rods per minute in here. And that, which would maximize our 40 parts per minute. This per minute, which actually, if we had a full 60 going in here, we would need 6 of these, but we would be producing, let's see, 260 screws, which may not seem like a lot, but you need a lot of screws in that. And if we go over here, where we're processing our wire, you can see here this does 15, so we really should have 2 of these per smelter. And as we go over here and look at this one, this is our wire producer that I set up. It needs 60 per minute, so basically it would take 4 wire things to keep this one thing working at full capacity. So, but I didn't do that in the initial build because we don't need these at full capacity, and there are 2 issues you have to balance with maximum efficiency. One is space. Space isn't really a big issue. You can build more space. As you can see, I am doing by putting another level on. But the other thing is power. Now it's a little easier in here because we have the passive power because of the mod. But if we didn't have passive power, the feeding of all these of all the biomass burners, we'd have to have enough power to run all those machines, is going to eat a lot of time up. So you got to balance that out. But I wanted to cover that basically and explain some basics. I will rebuild these into more efficient to maximize our efficiency. That's going to be very important right now. We don't need super huge amounts of resources, but as we start building stuff, especially like the special products that we need for the space elevator and that, it's going to become a difference. So let's go ahead and get some tech and some new stuff in here. So first thing we're going to do is our field research. Besides unlocking us, there's a whole nother tech tree which is done through field research. So we need 300 wire, 300 screws, and 100 sheets. And we have more than that all around. So let's get 100 sheets. Oh, you're not. You're what we want. 100 of those. We need 300 of those. We'll just grab 500. And we need 300 of those. We'll just grab 500 here too. Boom. Okay. Run over here. And we put our resources in. Boom, boom, boom. And we get the big red button. So that gives us field research.
The molecular analysis machine, referred to as the M.A.M, will allow R&D to provide new technologies, items, and buildings based on samples collected in the field.
So let's build.
To ensure a greater chance of success during exploration, an upgraded tool belt has been provided, as well as an object scanner and beacons. Note: the object scanner requires calibration via the M.A.M to enable detection of specific objects.
Okay, so let's go ahead and build our M.A.M. We need reinforced iron plates, which we don't have the technology to auto build yet, but we will be building that as soon as we do. I need more iron plates. We need 5, it said, right? So we probably need more screws too. So let's go over here and get screws. And let's go over here, whoops, over here, and get plates. So we need a bunch of you. We're just going to go ahead and make a bunch while we're here. And we definitely need to get auto crafting, and we really need to balance auto crafting to make these efficiently. But we haven't unlocked the machine yet that will let us build these on automation. We'll get 20 here. 18, 20. Okay. Let's try this again. Q. M.A.M. Now I'm missing cable. I swear it's not one thing, it's another. Okay, and we're going to put down one more time. We'll try this. Yay. So this has a whole nother set of individual little tech trees, of which we have some we can open. So those are usually started by things I've found. So let's go over here in the box I'm storing things we found. We found sulfur, so we open that up. We found quartz, we open that. I don't think coal opens anything. We found those, and I think that's it for the moment. So let's go to slugs first. And that takes 3 seconds. Boom. We have slugs. Slugs unlock for us overclock production.
Unlocked.
which takes 5 minutes, but that lets us...
New research available in the M.A.M.
You done? That will let us control the power flow. We can use slugs to get more than 100%, or in some cases you want to reduce the power of a machine. There's no reason to waste power in that. So let's get the quick ones out here. Quartz is another 3-second one. So we open up Quartz. Bing. Confirm.
New resource added to the resource scanner.
So we need 20 quartz to open that up, but we can now scan for quartz. Sulfur. Another 3-second one. Let's get us on our path to explosives. We'll have to find more sulfur. Nutrients. I think those take 3 minutes. You take 3 seconds. So we need to grab... I forgot to grab flowers. Flowers take 3 seconds. Excuse me. So this unlocks our color gun and color cartridges. And that. Next we have nutrients. Nutrients take a while to search. So we found 2 of the 3 nutrients. So let's go ahead and start the first one going. That'll take about 3 minutes. So let's run back here and put stuff away. Binkity. Whoops, that's not what I want. Other way. Binkity, binkity. Binkity. Binkity, binkity, binkity. Always wind up with an extra 2 limestone. Okay, we should choose our next thing here. Because I'm doing the semi-tutorial style, I'm probably going to complete all of a tier. You could jump tiers. So if we wanted to get parts assembly or obstacle clearing or stuff like that, we could, or more lights. But I think for this, I'd prefer to go ahead and do other stuff. So what we have left here that we can do, we have passive mobs, farming, and basic chef. So farming, we need 100 seeds. I actually have something producing seeds, but it's just decorations. This gives us the oven and bread, but we need 200 wheat, which means we'll need to set up a farm to make wheat. And then passive, we need 500 leaves. Well, I have 500 leaves sitting here, so we will do that one next. And these are all non-standard. This one is because of the passive, the mobs aren't spawning. This lets us build the stuff. So there we go there. Now I have something producing seeds if I can find it out in the wilderness. But following the power lines is the easiest way usually. That's our long, treacherous conveyor belts to get our raw resources in there to be produced. I guess I should show you changes here. So this is actually a new A new copper we weren't using. It's a normal, so it produces 60. Over here, I believe this is a copper that we have. Basically, it just produced a bunch of copper ore because that was my temporary thing. And ultimately, I will have to do something with it. For now, it just sits there. That is our limestone production that's feeding us our cement. It's a normal, so because there's no other secondary product, I basically set up the limestone production right here. So this takes 45 per minute to give you 15. And that's only producing 60. So I built 2 of these. Neither are going to run at full capacity, but they're going to do more than just one would do. And once we get faster pipes, well, that's still only going to produce 60. It's a normal. So let me know if you guys don't want me to go on the numbers and that, but numbers are sort of important in this game. And I think this is seeds. Seeds are made from limestone. So I bet this is my seed production, which it is. Is this a normal or a poor? This is an impure. I say poor, it's impure. So it produces 30. This only takes 24. So that's the case where it's an odd amount. So let's sort. We'll grab the concrete that's left over, and we'll grab, we don't need that many seeds. Now let's grab them all. And now we can head back. And we need to set up a farm so we can start producing both. Well, we got the stuff to do the one quest. Boom. And just so you can see how I'm doing stuff under here. And feel free, those people that played this game a lot, if you want suggestions for what, stuff you think I'm doing wrong. I am never going to assume that I'm always right. So there's my 3 iron, 1 copper, and then 1 concrete. So at Tier 1, we are producing mostly assets we need. And we still have another impure iron there that we could add 30. Not sure why I ran this way. It seems a very inefficient way to get there. Okay. So let us go ahead and do our farming decorations. Doop. And launch. That one's only a 2-minute one. So meanwhile, we should be done here with the one thing, so we should confirm that.
New object added to the object scanner.
So we can now scan for the berries. So let's do those. Now it may be hard to find the mushrooms. They don't grow in the desert really, so we might have problems finding them. So we'll get that going. And I think we will put our gardens over here. So what do we need to build gardens? Farming. Greenhouse Mark 1s. Lots of iron plates. Lots and lots of iron plates. Well, that's not great. Not impossible. This means we got to do some manual crafting. Oh. Let's go over here. This is my junk drawer that's gotten really full of lots of junk. Okay. We have enough to make 14. Let's go ahead and make those so we can clear inventory space. So we need 50. Because we don't have the little ones yet, do we? Yes, we do. We have the personal storage box. So I think what we're going to do, steal some plates. Over here where we're going to put the gardens, I think we'll put right here. Well, let's put the gardens. Let's put the gardens here. I think they will fit there. But first of all, we need to build personal storage boxes. So let's put some of those here. These hold as much as those big things, but they can't be automated. So this one will be seeds. There, that helps dramatically. Okay, so now we need plates and screws. One, two, three, four. I'm so glad when we can set up an automatic chain to make those. Which probably will be next episode, depending on how things go this episode. And it's going to take us a while to get 400, so we'll probably go ahead and parts assembly. So we will select that for our next milestone. Since we have most of the stuff on us. 1, 2, 3. One of those. 1, 2. And we need some cable. Tried to put that all sort of near, but near is a very relative term. At least I don't have to jump over lots of stuff. And we can press the big red button. Boom.
Milestone reached. More complex assembly of parts can now be automated. Project assembly parts can now be constructed and sent up via the space elevator. Note: project parts are too complex to produce by hand.
Okay. So we need to make a bunch of these. And why those are crafting. I think I will lay out the basic plan. I want to get 2 greenhouses up so we can start growing our wheat. And then we may look at the auto assemblers. We'll set up at least one so I can show you how they work if we have time this episode. And then I will probably build more automated chains. But I like to set up one that I can throw in and just craft a bunch of mixed resources that I want quickly. Well, we have enough to build our one greenhouse. We will probably build more, but that should do it. So we need 100 seeds. Got 100 seeds. I'm not sure we can fit 2 in there because I think these are pretty big. Yeah, we can't fit those in there. These are bigger than a square. Okay, so we have that. Let's go ahead and get it power. And let's get some more seeds here. And we needed wheat, right? Yep. So this is not a fast building. It only uses 1 megawatt, so it's not a huge power consumer, but it only produces 6 per minute. So 100 is going to take a while. So what do we need for the brand new assembler? Rotors. We need to make some rotors. Okay, so we have our rotors. And we're going to need more plates and iron rods. So plates, iron rods, cables. Okay, so let's get the basic assembler built. Let's put it the other way because that's the way we do stuff. Is that the right? If we make it line up with that, it's a little bigger. So that's going to be a little off, but I'll survive. Okay, we need to get power over here. Okay. So then we have a recipe. We want to have this making reinforced plates. So let's set up a temporary way to do that. Oops. Now we can't actually line it up, but we can get it close. Hopefully that's not too close. I don't know why I didn't use my quick key there. That's what it's for. Did I do that right? I'm not sure I did that right. Nope, I did it right. Okay, there it is. We set that for iron plates, so if we drop in one of these, we just throw in a bunch of screws. screws. And the other one, we got tons of iron plates. I mean, we literally got tons of iron plates. Screws are what I need to increase my production of. Okay, so it needs 60 screws per minute and 30 iron plates, and it will produce reinforced plates at 5 per minute. So let's go here and get more of these. Let's take the bulk of those. Okay. Oh, and I should mention, the order it takes things out here, it takes one item at a time, and it takes it from the back forward. So it's going to take the last stack first and then work its way forward. That can make a difference if you're trying to use one crate to do stuff, which I never ever recommend, but you could theoretically set it up spaced right so that you had a stack of one thing and a stack of the other thing, so one thing would feed it. And that should now start crafting reinforced iron plates for us. So I think that is it for this episode. We will need to grow more seeds to finish out our tier 1. And I think that this only stacks like 50. So I'm going to have to pull it out. I think maybe it stacks 100. I don't actually remember. So basically we now have wheat. Once we research a new thing, we can build an oven, which hopefully will fit back here, and then we can cook bread. Yay, bread. We don't have to eat berries and nuts for all our food. We can have nice wholesome bread. Oh, and I set these up. These are lights, and they're currently configured. You can turn them on and off manually. If you turn them on, then you can set them to on, auto, or a group. If they're part of a group, you can basically use it to turn on and off a group of lights. So, works pretty well. So this area will stay lit even in dark night, which is very good. So anyway, as always, if you enjoyed this episode, go ahead and give me a like or a comment. And if you disliked the episode, leaving me a dislike's fine. But please leave a comment saying why you disliked the episode. As always, this is Spidey1958, and have fun gaming.